Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. We've got a packed show today. Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. LeBron and the Cavs were blown out by 25 by the Celtics yesterday in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. LeBron struggled, scoring just 15 points and turning the ball over 7 times. But after the game, he said he's been down before in the playoffs and he is not concerned. Zero level of concern. We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Welcome, Chris. Good morning.
Thank you.
Here we go.
We got
You're
a
on the hot
series.
seat.
We got a series.
Here we go.
We always gonna have a series.
Yeah.
I thought it was going 6.
I thought 6. I thought 6.
How would you grade LeBron's performance?
I wanted to give him a D because of the 9 assists, but had to go F. Negative 32.
Chris Broussard
Best
just
player
went F on LeBron James.
LeBron probably in his private moments would say, that was an F.
Yeah.
Negative 32 plus or minus. Almost twice as much as your nearest teammate. I thought he was trying to get everybody involved. Kevin Love, JR, George Hill. But you gotta, when you see it pulling away, you gotta try to take over and change your mentality. I would have preferred Game 2 Indiana mentality. Set the tone, put the hammer down, inspire your teammates that way and to what he did yesterday. So I had to go with the F. Even in the fourth quarter, any little hope they had, I mean, I don't think it was going to matter, but they cut it to 14.
Yes.
And then he makes a turnover. Jason Tatum goes down and scores. Now it's they had got to 16. Yeah. Now it's 19, 18. He just didn't have it.
No.
And he even said after the game, I'm looking at Game 1s as a feel-out game. And if you look at his Game 1s this postseason, 22 points a game, 38% shooting, 1 for 17 from 3. So maybe it was predictable, but again, I think he needed the mentality of let me come out, put the hammer down. And I wouldn't say Marcus Morris called him out, but he did say I can guard him and talk to, I wouldn't say he was talking trash, but so if you come down, if you come out, now you have a already confident team, a pesky, gutsy, gritty, smart team, not thinking we can win this series or we can beat them. Now they're thinking we're better than them.
Yep.
So you're going to have a series on your hands.
Indiana thought they were better. Toronto thought they were better.
They did not.
Yeah, they did.
Toronto thought they had no chance.
Everybody thinks they're better. You win one game. Skip Bayless became the very thing he despised the most in the person, Chris. A prisoner of the moment. Now, we've seen this before. We've seen LeBron James in the finals. That first finals that he won, the second one that he won, did the Spurs beat them at home in Miami? The Spurs beat them, didn't they, Skip? Chris. You remember that because you were there. I remember seeing you on the side. I said, look at old Chris Broussard.
Tony Parker made that play. At the
he did. But
yes, I remember that.
I'm getting goosebumps.
First of all, LeBron James.
What'd you give him?
More time. I gave him a D-.
You gave him a D- to an F? To average those grades out to an F, I think.
You couldn't go F, though.
No. Here's the thing, though.
Couldn't get
This is what we know about LeBron James and the plus minus. When they lose, his minus is always going to be the worst. Why, Chris? Because he plays the most minutes. He's on the court the most. So that's no surprise that he played, 36 minutes, and the next closest was Kevin Love. JR played 28, so he played basically 8 more minutes. 15 more minutes than Kyle Korver, or 10 more minutes than George Hill. So that's not a surprise. He didn't have it. He wasn't efficient. They had 9 total turnovers. He had 7 of those. He uses that to gather information to, okay, this is how you're going to do it. So this is where you're going to come from, Brad. This is where you're going to bring that second defender from. Okay, now I'm going to set my chess pieces up over here and see what your response is going to be to that. See, the thing that I like most about LeBron James, he don't get caught up in the moment. Well, this guy called you out. No. I'm not going to deviate from my offense to prove my point because everybody know if I need to get at you, I can get at you for 40, which will happen tomorrow. Let you know to keep your mouth closed.
So you are predicting 40 plus.
40!
Got it.
40!
Case of
I
Duke.
think he's going to come out with a great game.
Oh, one of the most.
Because
you remember, like you said, you wanted to come out like Indiana, like 46, 12, and 5. You remember what happened in Toronto, 43, 14, and 8.
Can I have a case of Duke for 39 or fewer? 39 or fewer.
I got a dub. You can get a case of doing this dub.
All right.
You want a case of doing this dub?
By the way, I'm looking at the plus minus down the list here, and what if Rodney Hood and Jordan Clarkson hadn't played pretty well in this game? Because they're only -8 and a -7 because they scored 11 and 10 respectively. That was okay, right? You were so down on I'm so hoodwinked, right? You got hoodwinked by this guy?
It's funny now, Chris. Don't you find it funny? He wanted to play these mop-up minutes, but he didn't want to play the last series mop-up minutes. But
he was playing early in this game.
They played
and
him early,
pretty well. You know what?
That might be a bright spot for Cleveland.
Maybe you need to start him in game 2. Is that possible?
No,
I wouldn't go.
No. Start him in front of who?
And by the way, Tristan played okay yesterday, coming off the bench, right?
Yeah,
he had
he got
11 rebounds and 8 points. That's okay. Maybe you should start him. I don't know.
And do what with who?
Back to the question. I'm not going to give LeBron any letter grade. I'm giving an incomplete for yesterday. Incomplete because he didn't even show up. I don't even know who that guy was in the first half, and I'm serious. I kept saying it because I picked him in 5, so I'm actually rooting for LeBron because I want to see LeBron versus Golden State. What are we up to, 4?
You just want to see him get
see
hammered
Golden State
again?
get hammered. I want to see him. So here's the point. I thought he would come out yesterday and make the same kind of statement that he made on February 11th, right after the trade deadline, when they acquired their 4 new Cavaliers, and they went right up to Boston, and they did a 121-99 number on these young Celtics who had Kyrie that day. And LeBron did not have Kevin Love that day. So I'm thinking what did we see in the playoffs last year against Boston? What happened? I know it was IT's team, but still, LeBron just stepped on him. It's like he was wearing those I'm King sneakers and he just stepped on him. I'm King,
But Skip,
right?
what you fail to realize in that game right before the trade deadline, what did they do? They shot him out the gym from the three-point line. When you make those threes, you get 13, 16 threes, you're going to beat a lot of
They made
teams.
16 that day.
Yeah. They're 16 compared to 4.
They were 0 for 12 in the first half.
Exactly.
And LeBron James for this game was 0 for 5 from 3. So I kept waiting for him to set a tone one way or the other, from the three-point line or in the lane. And I especially wanted him to just attack. And I thought, okay, he's rested. There's no Kyrie and there's no Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Morris, and he didn't call him out like you said, but he talked some big, bold talk, man. He said, I can defend that guy. And usually that's all you need to light that fire under the king, and he's just going to come out, because I've seen him do it in this building numerous times, where he's just come out and said, boom, you are done from the start. And I thought he would take over this game, and he came out like Lonzo Ball.
Nope.
He came out like timid, tentative. I'm going to just...
Well, don't you think he was trying? I wouldn't call it tentative and timid. We've seen LeBron go in that place years ago. I don't think it was that. I think he was legitimately, that was his game plan. Let me get Love going. Let me get Hill going. But you have to switch it up. And he probably tried, because he was 2 for 6.
Right.
He did take 6 shots in the first quarter. He just couldn't get it going, and then it was...
Missed a couple of layups.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like the 3 skip were bad threes. He was wide open. They were going under the picks. They were like,
all of them were missing a wide open.
We dare you to make it. And then all he needed to see one go in.
Okay,
Watch tomorrow night.
I'm going to remind you again, for these playoffs against Indiana, Toronto, and now Game 1 Boston, LeBron James is shooting 29% from the three-point line. That is not good, and that will often get you beat. And it got them beat yesterday because he couldn't set a tone from the 3, or I thought he could get in the lane on these guys. I just thought he could. Yet they were able to do to LeBron what they did to his client, Ben Simmons. They just kept Ben out of the lane.
But
they turned him into a jump shooter.
It's easier to keep him out of the lane when nobody can hit perimeter shots. See, when they start making those shots, you can't lead those guys.
The reason they usually make so many shots is he gets in the lane, and he is the best three-point passer out of the lane I've ever seen, because he's 6'9", and he just rises up in the lane over people, and there's Kyle Korver wide open out at the line. There's JR, he's wide open.
There's Brad Stevens' philosophy. He's not going to make the mistake that Nate McMillan made. He's not going to make the mistake that Dwayne Casey made. We're going to see if LeBron can beat us. No, Brad Stevens is going to say, JR, Kyle Korver, Love, if y'all going to go 5 or 8, if y'all going to go 6 or 10 from the 3, I'm going to live with that. I know LeBron James for a series can average 40-plus points, 10 or 11 rebounds, and 6 or 7 assists. I know that. I'm not giving him that. I'm going to make those other guys be in the high 20s in order for you to beat me. But just watch, Skip. I want you to get you a big old thing. You like popcorn? You like popcorn?
As long as it doesn't have butter on
Wait,
it.
I know you know about this. Back in the day, they used to serve the popcorn, the little thing in the store, and you put it in the thing, you hold it over the store, that thing start popping, Joy. I'm going to get, just pop. I'm just going to get me some of that. I don't want that good stuff from the movie theater.
Yeah.
I want that old school. I want to go back old school when I used to watch it. Have that thing popping, because I know Brian gonna have that net popping tomorrow
Really?
night.
Get your popcorn ready?
Yeah.
A lot of times he's at his best when he's angry. And that's where you could have used Morris's words just to. This dude really thinks he can guard me?
He said, no, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to come out real fast. I'm going to come out and try to set the tone with my other guys. Let them go.
Well, guess who's going to be angry for game 2? The home team, because he said, I have zero concern.
Zero!
They will take that to heart, like he's got no respect for us.
And what they going to do? What they going to do? What are they going to do?
Well, they've been doing it all year. I don't know how they do it, but they've been doing what they'll probably do.
All they did was got heart.
All they did was hold serve at home. If they say, here's the thing, would you have been more concerned if he dropped 45, 8, and 9, and they lose by 5? Of course you would, because say, how much better can he play?
Right.
Exactly. A loss is a loss. They're 0-1. But I tell you what, we going back to Cleveland, 1-1. Put some dew on that.
It was, just a second, it was the worst plus-minus half of LeBron's entire playoff career.
I don't care if he had a minus 90.
Minus 26
I don't care if he had a minus 92.
That's horrendous.
We going back to Cleveland. 1-1, put some dew on that, Skip.
Well, I can't because I picked the Cavaliers in 5, so I need them to win.
In your heart of hearts, though, you think they might lose this series?
No, I just don't. I don't. But it's listen. My
the
bar's
team.
way up here because he said he's better than Jordan. He's the best player on the planet.
But Chris, this is a well-coached team. They got players that can guard multiple positions, and everybody can knock down shots.
And pretty much take you off the dribble.
Everybody can take you off the bounce. And that's the thing that makes them so dangerous. You can't set your defense, we're going to stop Tatum, Horford, Smart.
You better hope Terry Rozier doesn't go off on you tomorrow.
my
He only
goodness.
scored 8.
Oh, my goodness. You know what, Skip? You need to stop.
I need to start.
Don't worry. You're going to start. You're going to start on Wednesday.
Maybe they should start me.
You're going to start on Wednesday by apologizing.
Really?
That's what you're going to do Wednesday morning.
Chris, thanks for joining us. No mercy. We've been talking a lot about LeBron and Jordan, but on Saturday, someone tweeted, quote, if you were a baller, you'd know that Kobe is more skilled than LeBron, and Kobe liked that tweet. Kobe won 5 titles in his career compared to LeBron's 3. So, Shannon, was Kobe more skilled than LeBron?
Hell no. Not even close. I don't even know why we having this discussion.
Uh-oh. Lightning might
Nah, I know.
I'm going to have to get under this table.
I get that we all like when someone says we're better. Hey, when people tweet me and say you better than this tight end or that tight end, hey, I like it. I don't like the post, but I'm saying I like it. Kobe just happened to click that heart button and boom, it popped up. But last I checked, is assisting the basketball, is that a skill? Is rebounding the basketball, is that a skill? So,
somewhat, yeah.
because the way I'm looking at it, footwork on the block or footwork to create a shot, basketball is more than that. If you just look at the numbers, LeBron averages 2 more points a game, 2.5 more assists a game, 2 more rebounds a game. He's 6% better from the floor, and he's 1.5% better from the three-point line. Joy Taylor, did you know LeBron James is a better three-point career shooter than one Kobe Bryant?
Except for the postseason.
Whoa! If you look up the postseason stats, don't do it, Skip. Don't you look up those postseason numbers.
I already did.
Yeah, you'll be
I already
disappointed.
did. Kobe's a little ahead of him.
You'll be disappointed.
He's a touch ahead of him.
If you don't mind me asking, has Kobe Bryant always been the best player on his team? Because he won 5 titles. He won 5, Joy. I just need to know why he wasn't Finals MVP in all of those. Oh, was it because he had the most dominant player to ever play the game of basketball on the roster? Hold on. He played 20 years. I'm trying to see. Played 20 years. Got 11 first-team All-NBAs, 1 MVP. LeBron James just finished 15. He's about to have 12 first-team All-Pros, 4 MVPs with 3 Finals MVPs. I'm trying to figure the skill other than footwork on the block or creating space in which, okay, you want to say more creative dunker? Okay, fine, that's a skill. Dunking is a skill. Being creativity, winning the dunk contest. But if you look at this, Skip Bayless, come on, are we for real here? Are we seriously for real? Now, could he get hotter and light up the board like no one probably could, sure, he can get hot. Going for 81 lets you know he could get hot. 62 3/4 lets you know.
Yep.
His last game of his career, he had 60 points. I ain't gonna tell nobody he took him 50 shots to get it, but who am I? I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. That was a great. We're in Hollywood. We love good endings. We love what's that Julia Roberts and Richard Gere movies?
Pretty Woman.
Yeah, we love those kind of endings, Joy.
Very realistic.
So why would I ever do that? Why would I ever tell somebody that Kobe had 60 points in his final game and it took him 50 shots to do it? Why would I rain on somebody's parade? I want people to remember their heroes in the greatest form possible. So therefore, I would never tell anybody Kobe scored 10 more points than he took shots. And talking about he's more skilled than LeBron.
But you just did.
I said that out loud?
Yeah, you're raining right on that parade.
Oh, cut my mic, Healy.
You're raining fire on that parade.
All I do is tell the truth, Skip. I spit this venom. Hey, I spit this venom up here. I tell the truth.
Yeah, you do, LeShannon.
So help me.
So, let's be clear about this. Kobe did not like a post that said Kobe is better than LeBron, right? Let's be clear.
Yeah.
More skilled.
Okay.
So we're going to have to start there. But actually, let's start from the start because to me, bigger picture, this was classic LeBron-esque passive-aggressive Kobe, which he just flat-on aggressive, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like, I don't want to say that, but I'm going to was it a tweet? I think it was a
tweet.
Yeah. I'm going to like a tweet from some nobody that says, I was more skilled than LeBron, because then everybody will say, aha, because that's the easier way to do it and get away with it, right?
I didn't say it. Somebody else said it.
Yeah.
I just happened to like what they said.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like somebody tell the joke, Skip, and you laugh. Oh, so you laugh? Oh. And then the person get mad at you for laughing. But he said it.
He said it.
But I was just, it was funny though, bro. You got to admit it was. So Kobe's like.
So obviously, all last week, Kobe Bryant had to sit probably watching our show and hear day after day about LeBron, Michael, LeBron, back and forth. Who's better? Who's on Mount Rushmore? Who's better? You say that LeBron is the GOAT now. He's better than Michael Jordan. And I think this was Kobe's way of saying, remember me?
Yeah.
I was pretty good too.
Yeah, you
right?
were. You were great.
Okay.
You were great.
So Kobe had to reach for more skilled. And I'm sure that Kobe Bryant is defining skilled by shooting and by what you alluded to, which is footwork on the low block, because Kobe worked hard at that kind of footwork. And I know LeBron
Stole Michael stuff.
He did. He tried to be Michael. He tried to walk like him, talk like him, chew gum like him.
Exactly.
Tried to do everything Michael-esque.
Yes.
And yet, he did have a more skilled low post game than LeBron does, because LeBron has never had to work on it because it was not important to LeBron. And we did see LeBron go crazy. I'm sure we're showing highlights of him shooting against Toronto because he had the one hot streak. But trust me, LeBron was clowning the baby dinosaurs. That's what he was doing. He was toying with them. So he made one and he said, oh, this is fun. I'll try this again. And then I'll try it again and I'll try it again. And LeBron can get crazy hot just as he can get crazy cold. Right. So do I think Kobe in general was a more skilled shooter than LeBron? I do. Okay. And I would say that translates mostly at the free throw line.
Right.
Kobe was 84% to LeBron's 74%.
I'll give you that.
Okay. So again, I'm talking about the mechanics of shooting. Kobe's shot, even though your three-point stats are obviously very accurate, but the shot was pure.
Yeah,
Kobe's shot was pure.
Yeah.
LeBron's a little awkward still with his shot, and he's had 794 different free throw routines. He keeps trying to find one, and actually this one right now is working pretty well, as long as he doesn't step across the line.
Stop, Skip, Bayless. You keep trying to plant seeds.
Well, they called it on him finally.
One time.
One time.
Well, he's made like 70 since then.
Yeah,
So.
he's been doing. You still got a chance. You're hanging in there, right?
I'm get it.
Uh-oh, you better be careful. Every time you say that, a 1 for 6 happens.
I got a feeling 10 for 10 tomorrow.
Do you 10 for 10?
Yep.
Do I get a case of do on that?
Going perfect from the free throw line. I don't know how many he's going to shoot. He might shoot 20, but he's going to be perfect.
What if he shoots 2? I
Perfect.
don't want that bet. So, look, in the bigger picture, have I always favored Kobe slightly over LeBron just on killer will? He's as close to Jordan-esque assassin as I've ever seen. So that's why I always give Kobe a slight edge over LeBron. just whatever that mentality, the Mamba mentality is.
Is he more skilled? Yes or no?
Yes, as a shooter. But
But
now
is that all
okay?
they do in basketball?
Okay, now as a passer. Remember, Kobe averaged 5 assists a game for his whole career, 20 years at 5 assists a game. LeBron's at 7. So is there that big a discrepancy? And trust me, if Kobe hadn't been the most selfish gunner in the history of basketball, could he have averaged 10 assists a game if he had put his mind to it? And occasionally he did put his mind to it. Remember, Kobe would say, okay, watch this. I'll show you what I can do. We saw it happen several times.
If you think
he could
about
get 12 or 14 assists.
If you think about it, LeBron James, I think, averages 19.6 shot attempts per game.
Yep.
Kobe is like 19.5. But look at Kobe's first four years in the league when he was down there around 5 or 6. And so in order for him to catch back up to where he is now, that means there are a lot of games, Joy, he was shooting 25, 26 times a night. LeBron don't need that.
No, he
LeBron
doesn't.
is ultra efficient.
Well, he's efficient because no one can stop that freight train from getting to the basket.
Well, I mean, if he's so skilled, hold on. Who's a better passer of the ball?
Well, like I said, LeBron is the best passer in basketball.
Forget the assist total.
I know, but it's not like Kobe's a poor passer or has poor vision. He was really a good passer who didn't opt to pass very much. You know it, and I know
Well, you
it.
make it seem like LeBron got Sean Bradley footwork on the block.
No, I don't think
Okay,
that.
then.
No,
so who's
he's
the
good.
better passer, LeBron or Kobe?
But Kobe would set up in the low block. That was his outpost. You know, that's where he would camp.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years of his career, he made a living down there with his Hakeem Olajuwon.
Well, he couldn't camp out down there when you got the most dominant guy in basketball.
No.
But LeBron went and worked with Hakeem. And he got that footwork, and you see what he turns when he can turn over either shoulder, Skip. So let's see. And again, like you said, shooting. That's the only skill, and it's shot because Kobe is always pretty, acrobatic around the rim.
It's just prettier.
All that circus.
That is true.
But when you look at the game and you talk about skill and other aspects of the game, that skill come into play, rebounding, assisting, passing, defending. Kobe Bryant could basically only defend.
Oh, so defending is a skill too, says
Yeah,
Shannon Sharpe, right?
yeah.
So Kobe was first team all defense 12 times to LeBron's 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that should factor in, right? Okay.
You Skip, when you make it seem like LeBron James guard 1 through 5. 1 through 5. You remember they put him on Duncan? You remember they put him on Gasol? He guard anybody.
He's 6'9", 280.
Okay, that's a skill.
Okay. Well, 12 to 6, first team all defense. You say Kobe never played defense? Is that what you're saying?
Hold on. 12. Now, hold up. How many seasons that's? Now, my guy has 4 MVPs in 15 seasons, regular season.
Yeah.
How many did Kobe have in 20? My guy, you know exactly how many Skip. Now, all of a sudden, your mind's foggy.
My guy had 5, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had 5, you're 4.
Well, my guy Kareem had 6. And my guy Kareem.
so you're on that
My
bandwagon.
guy Kareem lost 1 game in college. My guy Kareem lost no games in high school.
So you lose one argument, so you need to start another one.
I'm talking about Kobe. I'm talking about Kobe.
Yeah.
You do know LeBron is about to be 12 times, for the 12th time in 15 seasons, first team All-NBA. I feel very comfortable. It's going to be a long, long time for somebody to break that record. Because guess what? Kevin Durant, LeBron got 11 straight. He and Mailman. Now, last 2 years, Kevin Durant's been second team. I got a feeling he's going to be second team again.
Well, if you ask the real GOAT how to rank it, he takes Kobe up.
Yeah, because he says
real GOAT.
because he says 5 is more than 3. Well, if we're doing rings as the analogy, Bill Russell guy. Bill Russell. Now he really got that GOAT, Joy. You see the old gray beard? He got that thing way down here. He the real GOAT. If we doing rings, Skip, is that how we doing it? Is that all the way we doing it?
We're doing it in modern times.
Okay. So now we go at BC and AD. Huh?
No mercy. LeBron was really bad by LeBron standards yesterday. He turned the ball over 7 times, which was his most in a playoff game this year, and he was a -32, which tied his worst ever in a playoff game. So, Skip, where does yesterday rank among LeBron's worst playoff games?
Okay, once again, tied for worst plus minus of his whole playoff career, -32, and it was the number 1 worst playoff half he's played in his whole playoff career. Statistically, I can make a case, if you look at all of LeBron's quote-unquote bad games, that it was the worst game he's ever played statistically. Again, I restate my case. He was shockingly lifeless, especially in the first half, not so much in the third quarter, but you love that word context. I'm going to bring it back into to play here. Rested, no Kyrie, no Gordon Hayward, and Marcus Morris kind of called you out. At least he gave you a little bit of bulletin board material saying that he can guard you as well as anybody this side of Kawhi Leonard. And I prefaced the rest of my argument with the fact that the last time they saw Boston, LeBron just stepped on them up in Boston after the trade deadline, 121-99. So my bottom line today is how this game will be ranked depends on how LeBron bounces back. You say he's going to bounce back spectacularly in Game 2. If they come back to win this series or go on to win this series and do so in dominating fashion, then this will be forever forgotten. It will just become a footnote to this series. But if they lose this series, as a lot of people are starting to suspect that they will because Boston is for real, then I think you'll look back at this game as the beginning of the end, and I think people will rank it as his worst game ever. Now, I'm still stuck on the previous worst to me was the -24 he had in Game 6 of the 2011 meltdown series against the Dallas Mavericks, the first go-around in Miami. But that was more of a cumulative collapse. Again, -24 in that game, but if you look at the 3 previous games, he was awful in Game 4. He was really bad in Game 5. And he actually scored 21 points on 9 of 15 shots in Game 6. But that was the cumulative meltdown. So it's hard for me to say that one game was the worst. Then the other one he's tied at -32 with was Game 3 of 2013. Again, that's against my San Antonio Spurs. It's 1-1 going to San Antonio. And they laid a pretty big egg that night.
Let y'all win that one.
113-77. But again, LeBron got taken off the hook for that game because Ray Allen hit the greatest clutch shot I've ever seen, and it saved LeBron.
But here's the thing, though. In order to get to Game 6, what had to happen in Games 4 or 5?
Well, you had to be down 3-2 going to Game 6, right?
No, but would they have, if he doesn't take care of business in Games 4 or 5, is there ever a chance to getting to Game 6?
Nope.
Okay.
But if Ray Allen's shot lips out, I think you look back at Game 3 as a turning point of that series and of that championship run.
What if Tony Parker's layup had lipped out?
Which layup in Game 1?
Yeah, in Game 1. See the ball bounces either way, Joy. Hey.
Okay, but he didn't have a -32 in Game 1, right?
Look, it's just one game, and the Game 4 that of the series in which they lost to the Dallas Mavericks, they lost by 3, and LeBron James, D-Wade goes bonkers. Chris Bosh has probably his best game of any playoff game that he played for the Heat during the LeBron era. They lose by 3 points, and LeBron James scores 8 points. That was a low moment. There have been several. He went 2 for 18 in Game 1 against Boston in 2008. But this is what we know about LeBron. Normally, 9.5 times out of 10, when he plays bad in Game 1, he normally bounces back in Game 2 with a monster. Or in any game, if he plays bad one game, he normally bounces back. That's what he normally does. That's what we've seen from him. So that's what I expect to see from him. But I love, you know what, Joe? Context is a beautiful thing. Now, I know a guy that a lot of people think that might be considered the GOAT. And this was, how old were you in 93? But anyway, neither here nor there. Did you know, Skip, will you tell the people at home that Michael Jordan shot 3 of 18 against the Knicks? In the closeout game against the Seattle Supersonics, he was 5 of 19, scored 21 points. Is 5 of 19 good? But it just goes to show you, see, Skip, that's what happens. LeBron James, with the exception of D-Wade, especially that first year in Miami, and Kyrie, LeBron has always had to be great in order for his teams to win. If he doesn't be great, he can't be good. He can't be so-so. He has to be great. And if he's not great, they normally lose. And they normally lose in a big way. That just goes to show you how great he is. Because first of all, you and I know, if LeBron James is not on the Cavalier roster, they're a lottery team. Let's be all the way real about that. You know that, I know that.
Although he has had 14 teammates make the All-Star team, and Michael Jordan only had 6 teammates make the All-Star team because only Scottie Pippen.
Here's the thing, though, Skip. just because they don't make the All-Star team with Michael Jordan doesn't mean they're not an All-Star, because a lot of those guys made the All-Star team before they got to Michael, okay? And Scottie Pippen did. Not only did he make the NBA All-Star game, he was the MVP the year Michael retired. Okay, his forced retirement. But he did go. He did lead. Dennis Rodman was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Has LeBron ever played with one of those type of a guys?
How many All-Star teams did Dennis Rodman make playing with Michael Jordan?
Zero. So what about those 16 rebounds a
zero.
game that he was averaging? What am I going to do with
Didn't
that?
qualify as an All-Star.
Okay. And you say Scottie Pippen, dude, the year his last year, Scottie Pippen. But
98, no All-Star for Scottie Pippen.
he missed 35 games, Joy.
Didn't make the All-Star team.
Missed 35 games.
Yeah, but you still had to fight for home court.
Oh, hold on.
One guy did it.
Whoa.
That guy.
He missed 35 games. Look, I love the All-Star game. I love how they vote. They get the fans involved. So in all the sports, hockey, baseball, basketball, football, the fans determine. But Magic Johnson went to the All-Star game in '92, in which he didn't play. You know, he didn't play in the regular season. They voted me in, Skip. You remember that, right?
I do.
Okay, I was just checking.
So I was just checking on this stat. Michael Jordan, in his whole playoff career, scored under 20 points only 6 times. LeBron's been under 20 25 times. 25 times? That's shocking to me, including his 15 yesterday, which was the low point for Michael Jordan. He had one 15-point game. That's the lowest points he ever scored in his playoff runs.
Yeah.
And that was way back in 1989. He was just a baby in '89.
Why was he a baby then?
He was just a baby. It's game 2 at the Knicks against Rick Pitino's Knicks, featuring Oakley and Ewing and Mark Jackson. Pretty tough team. But in game 1 at the Garden, Michael went for 34, 10, and 12. And then in game 3, back to your LeBron bounce back point, game 3, he went for, back in Chicago, 40, 15, 9 with 6 steals. So in between those 2 games, he shot 7 for 17 and scored 15 points. Okay. All right. So that was the worst production of his career. The lowest points he ever scored was 15.
You look at it like this. Well, he only scored 15 points, but I just want to know, did he take the L? Was he at my restaurant? Because I stay open late on most nights, especially on NBA nights. I stay open because I need to make sure they get them hot L's. Make sure. So he got that hot L, right?
He got spanked.
Okay.
114 to 97.
Wow.
But guess who won that series in 6 games? Michael Jordan.
Oh, that was one game.
Yeah.
That was one game. So this is one
That
game.
was the lowest points he ever scored in his career.
So what they got to do with anything, Skip?
Well, it just shows you LeBron.
So let me ask you this. So if LeBron had scored 50 and they had lost yesterday, I would be more concerned, because I know how much better can LeBron play. He scores 50 and they still lose. We know LeBron can play much better than he played yesterday. Let's just...
Okay, but yesterday to me was shades of 2011, of chosen one turning into the frozen one. The first half, I don't even know who that guy was. I'm thinking, was he hurt?
He's
hurt?
He's so much...
You got cramps? I don't know.
He's so much of a different player now than he was then. He admitted...
I buy that.
He admitted,
Yeah.
he said that Dwayne Casey came up with a scheme that forced him to do things that he wasn't good at. Now, good at everything.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the first half, and I don't know why.
No, he wasn't good for the game. Forget the first half. He wasn't good in the game.
I thought he had moments in the third quarter.
No.
He had moments.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's not how we play. We play, the moments will be there, especially in the wins.
I mean, they did go on a 27-13 run that got them right back in the game, and you admitted earlier you were thinking, we got this.
Yeah, but I needed to see, also needed to get, they could get it under 10. I mean, they got it to 14, and the next thing you know, it's 16, 19, 21, 23 timeout. It's over.
And LeBron took a permanent timeout the rest of the game.
Ain't no sense in him playing. Save them legs. Because we're going to need a Herculean effort on Tuesday, and he'll be able to give it to us. I'm assuming somewhere around 42 minutes with a monster night.
I thought you were going to say 42 points.
No, 43 minutes or monster night.
What do you think? 43 points in 43 minutes? Maybe?
I know he won't take 43 shots like somebody else we know. That's what he won't do.
Who, Kobe?
And see, there you go. There you go, dry snitching on Kobe. But I know another guy that took 40 shots, 39, 36, 38. I don't call people names.
Yeah.
I don't dry snitch. That's one thing I won't do.
You mean the 6-0 guy in the finals?
I don't. Skip.
6 MVPs?
No, I don't dry snitch.
That guy?
I take it to my grave.
Do you?
You know who we talking about.
Yeah.
Second best player ever, Joy.
Go.
Talking about LeBron?
LeBron would never take 40 shots in a game. How dare you?
No mercy.
Lamar Jackson said at the Ravens rookie minicamp last week that he still has not spoken to Joe Flacco. There's even speculation that Flacco has not returned calls and texts from Jackson. Joe Flacco is apparently not thrilled that the Ravens traded up to the first round of the draft for the former Heisman winner. We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Mark Schlereth. Welcome, Stink. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be here with you guys.
Does Flacco have a responsibility to help Lamar?
There is no moral obligation to help a young player. There isn't. Now, I think you're hurting yourself by not doing it. I think there's a couple of different things that I look at. Like, I played with him, and he was always great to the young tight ends underneath him. I always felt like it was my responsibility as a player, a veteran player, to help a young guy become as good as that young guy could be. I never felt like I was going to be able to, like a guy was going to take my job, because I just felt like I was better than those guys. So I'd give him everything I know. So I think it points to the confidence level or lack thereof of Joe Flacco. If you can't embrace a young guy, if you can't bring a young guy along, then it says something about your confidence, your overall ability and belief in yourself. I think the other thing that happens here is that when you coach younger players, it's not just about X's and O's, and it's not about who you're supposed to block or the route you're supposed to run. It's about nuance. And that's what you lose in this day and age of the NFL without practice. You lose that nuance. I can tell you as a coach what to do or who to block. I've been told many, many times, stay low. You got to stay low. Hey, no joke. Like, I understand. I'm getting impaled. I get that I need to stay lower. How? That's what veteran players bring you. They bring you the nuance, the how to get things done.
Did you ever have a player drafted at your position in the first round?
I had after my rookie year as a starter, I had the Outland Trophy winner drafted at my position.
Who was?
Mo Elowanibi for the Washington Redskins. BYU, Outland Trophy winner. Now, the Redskins used to give away their first-round picks all the time, so he was a second-rounder at the time. But I believe he was the first player taken by the Skins.
And?
He couldn't beat me out. I mean,
well, did they make a bad choice?
No, you have to have
His shoulders were shot. He came out my year.
But you have to understand. You have to understand that one, I believe that it makes you a better player when you start to discuss football with guys who come on in underneath you and help them. You help coach them up. And it's one of those forests through the trees. You start seeing the game differently when you start coaching people. But to me, this is a statement on your confidence level as a quarterback and your lack of belief or confidence in yourself.
I totally agree. And Skip and I, we've talked about this on several occasions. Does he have to? No. Should he? Yes. Because it's about those nuances. It's the little finer point, Skip, where the guy staggers his stance. He's always in an even stance, and all of a sudden you see him put pressure on that outside foot. Well, he's coming. Todd, look, you didn't think that guy was going to come? I mean, you look at him on tape. Look at him on tape. He always lines up in an even stance. He staggers that left foot back a little bit. He coming. Read that triangle. Look, why all of a sudden is that safety down? That means that linebacker's coming. He doesn't normally stand there. It's little things like that, Skip. And Clay, what did you see? I would go to come to the sideline. I'm like, Carswell, we called him House. I'm like, House, what did you see? What do you think I should have done? He's like, you did everything I would have done. I mean, you crossed his face. Guy just made a great play. Those are just some of the things you do, Skip. You got to feel I felt comfortable that in my ability. Ozzie knew he drafted Todd in the first round, Skip. But if he said, Shannon, I'm going to leave you here, and the best guy's going to play. Todd Heath's not playing. Todd Heath can't beat me out because I know too much. Skip, even though I left, I went 73 catches, had 810 yards. I went back to Denver, had a 100-yard game, had a 214 game, so I still could get the job done. I understood it. It's okay. But to see Todd Heath go to the Pro Bowl, Byron Chamberlain, who was one of my backups, go to Minnesota, go to the Pro Bowl. I leave Denver, and Carswell goes to the Pro Bowl. Skip, obviously I'm doing something right, but I'm secure in me. I know what I can do. Let me try to help these guys because somebody helped me.
This is very different from that and that, because this is Joe Flacco, who is not secure at all in what he's been doing. He knows for a fact that Ozzie in his final draft that he presided over for the Baltimore Ravens traded up for the final pick in the first round to take his successor. And it's not later, it's sooner. It could happen at midseason this coming season. So I can't condemn a Joe Flacco who's been a 10-year starter for the Baltimore Ravens, who went to school just up the road in Delaware, and I'm sure he thought in his heart of hearts he would retire a Raven after 15 years as a starter. Or now that he hears Tom Brady and Drew Brees talk about playing into their middle 40s, maybe he thought he'd be a 20-year starter for the Baltimore Ravens. But I can't condemn him for not trying to, wanting to mentor or in any way, shape, or form help a Lamar Jackson who's about to beat him out, because Ravens Nation is already committed to Lamar Jackson. They've seen enough of a Joe Flacco. I call him Joe Fluco because in the regular season, he's always below average, if not way below average like last year. He was the 22nd in QBR, 18 touchdowns to 13 interceptions, and they missed the playoffs again. So Ravens Nation is done with Joe Flacco. Give us new, give us Lamar. He's exciting. Get him on the football field sooner than later. So that's what Joe's up against going to camp. Well, can you really blame him for just maybe cold shouldering Lamar Jackson? Which brings me to the other side of this coin. I want to know what the locker room protocol is for a kid quarterback, a rookie quarterback, divulging what's going on behind the scenes between him and the starting quarterback, because we would not know anything about Ben Roethlisberger and Mason Rudolph if Mason Rudolph didn't continually tell the media, oh, he did or he didn't do this or that. He's volunteering that. And Lamar Jackson had to volunteer, I think it started with the Louisville Courier-Journal, that, well, he hasn't returned, Joe Flacco, any of my calls or texts. Well, again, would that offend you as a veteran player protecting your veteran quarterback if you were in the Baltimore locker room? Is Shannon would call it dry snitching?
Right. No, I see. For me, no, because I think that's your quarterback's responsibility as the CEO of a Fortune 500 club. Like, you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 business. That's your responsibility. And if the kid is asked, hey, what's your conversations with Joe Flacco been like? Well, I haven't had any conversations with Joe Flacco yet. Again, I think that the more that you immerse yourself in football, the better you become. And when you hide it away and you bury it to yourself, you don't get to see the entirety of the game. And I think Joe Flacco only hurts himself. And listen.
Okay, but remember, he thinks he's going to speed his demise. The more he helps the kid, the quicker he's going to be on the bench.
Well, don't play bad for 3 straight years and they wouldn't have done this.
Right.
That's done. That's over.
But see, but I think it's a backwards approach, because I understand that you feel like you're going to speed your demise. But you know what, you may, well, more likely than not, what you'll figure out is that all these things you're able to impart to a young player makes you more aware of your own deficiencies and the things that you need to work on, and it gives the game a different light. When you're actually coaching it, you become more immersed, more involved, and you have a better understanding of the game in totality. And that's what it takes to play quarterback. Listen, the kid comes in here, and I understand that Ravens Nation's excited about it, but Ravens Nation's not going to be excited about it if you go out and handle your business and you play well. Because if you're playing well, you know what they're going to get excited about? They're going to get excited about number 5. Right. Like, hey, we're
you
all of a sudden
play way better than you've been playing in the regular season.
Hey, you got to go back to what you did in the playoffs when you won a Super Bowl and you went 11 TDs without an interception. He was phenomenal.
I've never seen a bigger contrast between playoffs and regular season than this guy.
I don't think anybody has, because he's not that quarterback. Like I said, he never made the Pro Bowl, never led the league in QBR or passing touchdowns or yards or completion percentage. But once he get into the playoff skip.
But that one run, I thought Anquan Bolden made him. Like he just throw it in the vicinity and Anquan would go snatch it.
But everybody was making plays. Torrey Smith was making plays. Jones was running back kickoffs and punts.
But remember, it's hard for Flacco. How many pointers can he give a kid who is the flip side of Joe Flacco? Because he is as far from a prototypical drop back as you're going to get.
Well, you help him with coverage. You help him with coverage. You see this is probably what's going to come
But Lamar is going to see and feel and react to the game way differently than Flacco ever did, right?
Yeah.
Coverage, protections, the things that matter, presence in the huddle, calling plays, all the things, especially when you come out of a system where it's more of a spread system, all those things are going to be beneficial They're going to be beneficial to the kid, but ultimately, like I said, I believe it's a benefit to you as a player.
Well,
But if you're not confident, I get it. If you're not confident and you're not confident and secure in your own job, then I get
I think he
hiding in the
knows
way.
he's lame duck at best.
Right. Well, see, Skip, Stink did not have to worry about coverages. Me, I needed to know coverages, but I also needed to know fronts because certain fronts came with certain coverages. So that's what, Todd, now, they don't play this coverage when they're not in this front. So I'm not worried about it. I just don't want you to get beat with something that we've seen on tape. If they get to practice too. But we're not going to chase ghosts because we'll be out here practicing all day. In this front, they play this coverage. You can live with that. But help the guy out. That's them. I just can't see. I told you. But Stink, you and I know this to be true. You played with some great Hall of Fame quarterbacks, so did I. The most selfish guys on the team are the quarterbacks. They just do the best job of hiding it. Receivers and tight ends, we just can't help ourselves. We got to tell you, we got to talk.
So isn't RG3 still around? I don't know.
Yeah.
Still on that roster? Maybe he can be the mentor, right? Maybe not.
No, well, don't say, look here, if you get in there and you start playing well, Lamar, don't come back the next year and say you want to be Tom Brady. Let's start with that
Peyton
one.
Manning.
Yeah, let's start with that premise.
A lot of pettiness going on in the AFC North, huh?
Yeah.
Mark, thanks for joining us. No mercy. Skip, I know what you can get Shannon for his 50th birthday. Cole Beasley's new rap album.
Yeah.
He'll love that.
Autobiography.
Beasley
Way to go.
released his debut album, correct, the autobiography, on Saturday. He told TMZ that he's a rapper turned athlete and not vice versa. He also tweeted that the album was in the iTunes Top 20 for hip hop on its first day.
Way to go, Cole.
Skip, what's your reaction?
It is always something with my Dallas Cowboys. And here we go again. So, Shannon Sharpe.
Yes.
I actually thought that Cole Beasley's first effort at recording was actually pretty good. At least I could say it's not bad. It's not bad. And I will say this, it is actually better than a whole lot of efforts that I've heard from athletes or ex-athletes who attempt to record a rap album or a rap song. Cole Beasley put a whole lot of effort and work into the lyrics and the composition and the production of this album. It's high class as far as that goes. Whether you like it or not is up to you.
Okay.
But here's my bottom line. This is what stopped me in my tracks, is that Cole Beasley is now insisting that people have him all wrong, that he's not a football player who wants to rap. He's actually a rapper who just happens to play football. Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
Don't start
Just
it.
stop it.
No. Keep it going, Cole. Keep it going, Cole.
Okay, if that's what you want to do full time, then go do it.
Wow.
Quit trying to play for my team, because now you have dropped a rap album that you have entitled Autobiography, as if you have some resume that merits having an autobiography, right? You're writing your own autobiography off what? A 36-catch season? A 36-catch season. He goes from 75 catches in 2016 all the way down to 36 last year. And that's a reason to drop your first rap album? Record. Just record away. This is exactly the attitude that turns my Cowboys from almost winners into losers. This is exactly why, this attitude is why my Cowboys have won all of one playoff game in the last 8 seasons. 1-8. Because Cole Beasley is a Dallas Cowboy. He plays for America's team. And by God, that means he can turn into a rapper. Well, go rap. I'm done with you.
No,
stop
you're
it.
not done with it.
Yeah,
No, you're not
go rap.
done with it. You say you like those lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
got a new name for the album. Should be called Coleslaw. Because it's a bunch of mayonnaise and raw cabbage, Joy. That's all this is. And the only autobiography you need to get me is a Range Rover. I got one picked out for you. Got your name, got my name on it.
Really?
Only take care of
You
that.
already got one.
I want another. I want this
a new one?
That's the only autobiography that I want you to get.
Okay.
Skip, I got no problem with guys having outside passions. I don't care if he wanted to be a member of the Audubon Society or the Arbor Day Society.
Oh.
But 36? You got 36? Bruh.
What?
Antonio Brown, you want to drop an album? Drop it.
Yeah, I'm with
Julio, drop it.
I'm good.
Gronk, you
I'm
want to
good.
drop it.
I agree.
Dude, you caught 36 balls. You got first of all, who let him in the recording studio? They just took his money. Like, yeah, bro, you could do this. Man,
He says he's been rapping since college.
Did he work in Neiman Marcus doing Christmas wrapping presents or something, Joy?
Ooh.
That's the only rapping he doing.
You know what? That's a good
That's
Dallas
terrible.
reference. That was a good Dallas reference. Because it's Neiman Marcus City, man.
Yeah, well, he got to be. Because Skip, that was terrible. That stop. I mean, we need to stop. Let's go ahead and cut it down. And look, I'm not saying that I'm a connoisseur and I can't hear beats like Dre or Jay-Z, but I know what's good and what's not good, and that ain't good. So I don't know who told him that he can rap or he should drop an album, but I mean, hey, if you got enough money, you're going to front the money. Somebody let me do a film. They'll let me do a movie and go and take my money right on up and have it go straight to DVD.
This is what happens when you get drafted by the Dallas
Yes.
Cowboys and suddenly you become a thing.
Yes.
He's cute little cuddly number
Yeah,
11,
yeah.
Cole Beasley. And 2 years ago, he was a hot property, caught 75 balls.
Skip,
And remember, the great Troy Aikman said on national TV on Fox that this is the kid that nobody can cover in the slot. He's just too quick for any single player to cover him. Okay, and then what happened?
I want T.I. Snoop say, man, you know what? I'm really an athlete. I just happen to rap.
Well, no, there's always that crossover where all the rappers want to be star athletes.
But Skip, not one. I've never heard a hip hop artist says I'm a better football player, or I was a better basketball player, or I was a better this than I was at that. And I just happen,
Although 2 Chainz comes close because he really thinks he can hoop.
Yeah,
he could.
He could at an HBCU, but he wasn't going to no NBA.
No, but he thinks he was. But he just got
Chainz,
sidetracked.
Chainz, stop that. I mean, Coleslaw need to stop this. I mean, he pretended, we need to stop. That's why y'all don't win no games. That's exactly why right there.
I got no defense.
You got a bunch of rappers. See, y'all need to get some football players. See, if you had some football players, it's amazing. Because you had one guy, you had a quarterback for years that thought he was Tiger Woods. I ain't gonna call his name, but he thought he was Tiger Woods.
He did.
All his spare time was spent on the golf course.
That is correct.
How'd that work out for him?
It didn't work out.
Now you got a receiver. Now you got a receiver.
Now he's got the perfect job
Yeah.
because he's got lots of time to try to qualify for the U.S. Open.
And he ain't got to practice for football. Now you got a guy called 36 balls, Joy, and now he dropping an album. Now he think he Eminem.
Trust me on this. He spent countless hours on this. It's high production quality.
Yeah.
Whether you like the thrust of it, that's up to you. But I'm just telling you, he spent a whole lot of time away from football putting this together, writing it, recording it, and then finishing it.
Well, how much time he spent on football?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe he and Dak might want to play catch. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's your team. You feel good about yourself?
Well, of course, Dak's out there making like 17 national ads.
Whoa.
I don't know. This is the problem with America's team. This is what happens to Dallas Cowboys. They become celebrities before they win Super Bowls, right?
Wouldn't it be nice? It used to be that you had to win something.
Yep.
You know, Joe Namath was doing pantyhose once he got the Super Bowl. Guys win, Joe Montana and these guys and Brady and Manning, all these great quarterbacks.
Yep.
They won something.
Yeah.
Then you get the national endorsement.
Yeah.
Because now all you gotta do is just play for the Cowboys. If you play for the Cowboys, they part the way good. Hey, we want you on there. We doing this spot right there. But Cole Beasley ought to be ashamed of himself.
Yep.
Who told him that? I want to know who told him he could rap.
That's what happens when everyone gets a trophy for showing up.
You know, I fought Jerry Jones because Jerry don't care if he win. Because guess what, Skip? $400 million going in there, whether they win, lose, or draw. Can you imagine if the Cowboys were to actually win the Super Bowl and you could put that emblem, that Lombardi on a jersey for the upcoming season, Skip, how many they would sell? But that ain't going to happen, so I ain't worried about it.
Once upon a time, I actually witnessed them winning 5 Super Bowls. That's a long time ago. It's a long time ago. Last one was in 1995.
Do you know how young your boy?
Courtesy of Joy's Steelers. We actually beat the Steelers in a Super Bowl.
Do you know how young I was the last time they won one of those things, Skip? Boy, what I give to do that again. Man, I might be willing to give a finger or a toe or something.
Would you?
Yeah. No. Okay, let's see. What could I do without? Toenail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ew.
1995, Joy, you probably was like 6. 6 years, Joy was 6.
Yep.
6. And you gonna talk about you remember when. That first one was way back then. I might have been knee-high to a cricket.
Yep. Well,
So when y'all gonna win something else?
next year,
Actually, I was 8.
Well, hold on, time out. Y'all gonna win what next year?
Super Bowl. I got a feeling.
See, that's why he rapping.
Yeah.
He say crazy. Can I get some due on that?
You can get an album.
We've
June
already got
26th,
a
right?
due.
That's your birthday?
Huh?
June 26th?
No, I want the
You
autobiography.
realize I got a whole case of due because you already said 7 and 9 or worse.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm good. I don't need another case.
Yeah, I know y'all. Skip, you know y'all not going to the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
Skip, you do know.
Maybe if we cut him, let him go become a rapper, it would be okay.
Come on, Skip.
See, it looked like Ryan Switzer was going to replace him, and then at the last second, they traded Ryan Switzer to the Raiders.
But see, y'all didn't know he had dropped that album at that time. He was in the booth doing that album, Joy. They didn't know he was spitting on the mic like that.
He's spitting.
Well, Cole just tweeted, to Undisputed, I made all but 2 songs of this album in 2016. Nobody was complaining about anything then. My best year. I know y'all need material, but come on, man. I know y'all aren't on the air 24/7. Y'all are a part of what's wrong with the NFL. Skip, what's your reaction?
You got me
My
into
fault.
Skip.
My
You
fault.
got, Skip, you brought me into this.
Look, I don't want to be too hard on poor little number 11. I don't want to pile on. But no, Cole, you're what's wrong with my Dallas Cowboys because your focus continues to be on this selfish self-promotion through the offseason, during which it should be nose to the grindstone, all for one, commitment to rebuilding something in Dallas. You know and I know Super Bowls are often won in the offseason.
Correct.
With your commitment to your personal training and your commitment to finding some new rapport with your quarterback. And I just think that a whole lot of time went into this album because I said it's high quality. Whether you love it or not, that's up to you, and,
Right.
and everybody has different taste in this. But in this case, you call it autobiography as if you've done anything in your football career to merit writing an autobiography. I made him choke over that.
I guess he Jay-Z, writing autobiographies.
Yeah,
now.
autobiography. Like, what have you done? Yeah, you had one good year 2 years ago, and then you had a horrible year. You had a disappearance year, and I know you got double covered more than usual. I know that your number one receiver, who you publicly defended the other day, Des Bryant, was a disaster waiting to happen, who led the league in drops and too many balls got forced to 88. I get all that, but you need to do something before you start promoting yourself the way too many Dallas Cowboys promote themselves.
I just got one problem, Skip. How the hell are we the problem? What's wrong with the NFL? Last I checked, I don't work for you, bruh. I'm not your fan club. Topic was, we talked about it. Forget when you did it. I think that the song that I heard was trash. So I don't care if you make another album. But okay, with the last 2 songs, when did you write those? Oh, during the season with 2017, because you talk about all but 2 songs. So when did you write those? But I'm trying to figure out how are we what's wrong with the NFL? Our job is to offer an opinion. We have no bearing on how well somebody plays or does not play.
Yeah.
So he's upset. Oh, I guess he's upset because we didn't give it a 4 or 5-star rating. Sorry, bro, that's the way it works.
Yeah, and I'm upset with the comment that I'm not a football player who wants to be a rapper. I'm a rapper who just happens to be a football player. That's sort of how he's treating his career right
Well, how
now.
about this, maybe-
That's my spare time. In my spare time, I'm a football
Well,
player.
you can be a jack of all trades or master of one.
Yeah, man.
None.
Or of none. But I'm just really interested we're just a part of what's wrong with the NFL. So what else is wrong with the NFL, Cole?
Well, yeah, you the part.
He finally tweeted, that's all I'm going to say. My teammates know the deal, and that's all that matters. Thank you, everybody, for all the support on and off the field.
We supporting you. I mean, people watching our show tell me, let's go listen to this trash album he got out there. And then they're going to come
check it out.
They're going to come to the
We just gave it a whole bunch of publicity, man.
They're going to come to the same conclusion that I did.
No mercy. Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back again tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.